Bobby Bott takes the football at his own 17, breaks through the line, out to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down to the 40, to the 30. He's on the far sideline to the 20, to the 10. He takes it in for a touchdown.
Case Football is an exclusive presentation of Case Western Reserve Athletics and Salem Communications. Now for all the hard-hitting action of Spartan football, here's Dave Wilson and Ed Doherty.
Good afternoon, everybody, from the University of Chicago Stagg Field. Welcome once again to Case Western Reserve Football. David Wilson along with Ed Doherty and our studio engineer Nick Miller ready to bring you the action of today's game as the Spartans head into University Athletic Association play. Case is 7-0 on the season, currently ranked 8th in Division III by the American Football Coaches Association. The University of Chicago is 4-2. They have won 3 straight. Case won last year 38-24 in Cleveland, and also won the last time they came to Chicago, although all-time the Spartans are just 2-7 here at Stagg Field in the Windy City. Getting set for football today, Case will receive the opening kickoff, and Ed, at 7-0, Case rolling. They have been a prolific scoring offense the last 3 games.
Well, they've put up some huge numbers, 50-plus games in 3 straight games. They've really taken their average per game now up to 47 points per game, which is the 3rd best in all of Division III. So Case scoring at 47 points per game and averaging nearly 500 yards a game in total offense.
So here is the opening kickoff. It is a short kick rolling to Bobby Bott at the 12-yard line, far side of the field. Case moving left to right. Bott tries to maneuver middle of the field. He's tackled at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will start here in today's University Athletic Association opener against the Chicago Maroons. Chicago coached by Dick Maloney in his 16th season at Chicago with an overall record of 76-67. Greg Debelak, the head coach of the Spartans, 41-19 in his 6th season at the helm of the Spartans. Case on offense to get things started today. First quarter in Chicago, Illinois. Dan Whalen, the senior quarterback, takes the snap, rolls to the right, fires upfield, and it is incomplete. First attempt of the day by Whalen, intended for Tim Caldrick. Little out pattern, Ed, came up just a little bit short. It is an extremely windy day here today, Ed, but won't really favor the kickers.
No, it's a crosswind going across the field, so both teams are going to have to contend with a wind that goes across their formations. On that play there, Whalen might have been better off to run the football. He had Caldrick downfield 15 yards, but Whalen had a bunch of green in front of him as he bootlegged out to his right side.
Caldrick in the slot, Colasar to the right. Sutka goes in motion. Whalen takes the snap under center. They'll go to Greg Meyer, his first carry of the day. He's tripped up and tackled near the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Case. Dan Whalen, the 6'1", 190-pound senior out of Willoughby South High School, 2,218 passing yards on the season, still completing over 70% of his passes at 71.9% for the standout senior.
Now it's good for 2nd in the nation in his completion percentage. For Case, this unfamiliar territory, 7 opening drives so far this season. They've scored on 6 of them. The only time they didn't was when Whalen fumbled on the opening snap against Oberlin at home. So to be 3rd and long is an interesting set for the Spartans.
3rd down and 10 from the 22. Whalen will give a quick out to Meyer on a screen pass, 25 out to the 30. He's hit and knocked out of bounds, and we'll see if he got the first down. He was right up against the Chicago sideline, so he couldn't really see exactly where he stepped out, but he's out of bounds at the 32, and it'll be a first down for the Spartans as he gets exactly the 10 yards he needed.
Well, this Chicago defense can give up yards, and they give them up in a bunch. They give up almost 400 yards per game on defense, and they are ranked 194th in rush defense. So if Case can get the running game going, Chicago's willing to give it to them. They give up nearly 200 yards per game on the ground.
Whalen will work from the shotgun, 1st and 10. Colasar in motion. They'll fake to Colasar. Whalen will keep it himself around the right side, has running room midfield down to the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. Whalen down the sideline, 10-5. Touchdown, Spartans.
68 yards, and we just talked about the defense for Chicago and their propensity to give up big plays in the running game.
Dan Whalen, his 4th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Design quarterback keep. The fake to Colasar, and then Whalen busted down the near sideline in full view of the Chicago bench, and they could not catch up. And it's 6-0 Case with 13:20 to go here in quarter number 1. Sam Coffey will come out for the PAT. Sutka will snap it back. Colasar will hold it. Here is the kick. And the point after by Coffey, the junior, is good. And the Spartans have a 7-0 lead right out of the gate here in the Windy City. 13:20 to go. First quarter, 7-0 Spartans. Back after this 30-second timeout on the Case Western Reserve Spartans Broadcasting Network.
I have this cool cash. What can I do with it? You can turn it into a hot meal at Rascal House. It's the best value in town. What do they have there? Buckets of wings, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and of course, great pizza. Are they open late? You bet. Open every night till 2:30 a.m. And you can even build your own pizza and order it online at rascalhousepizza.com. Cool. See you at the Spartans game? Yep, and see you after at Rascal House.
Spartan football on AM 1220, The Word.
68-yard run for Dan Whalen, and it's 7-0 Case with 13:20 to go here in quarter number 1. Dan Whalen currently ranked 7th in total offense in Division III with 330.7 yards per game, but often running to try and eclipse that average today with a 68-yard run early on in the football game. Here is the kickoff by Coffey. End over end kick. The wind really holding it up, and it will bounce and go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And the Maroons will have it at the 35, or is that the 40? And the Maroons will have it on the out of bounds violation on the kickoff out to the 40-yard line. 35. I know earlier this year I asked you about that. It came out to the 40. I can't remember what rule I was wrong on that time. 13:19 to go. First quarter, and we'll see the Chicago offense for the first time. University Athletic Association Player of the Week last week is the quarterback in the 6-foot junior out of Temecula, California, Marshall Oyam, who threw for 5 touchdowns last week. Oyam will take the snap. They'll hand it to Francis Adarkwa, their featured running back.
Well, they did take it out to the 40-yard line.
That was it, yeah, 40-yard line. So you keep that up, I'm not going to be able to trust you anymore. Out to the 40 on the out-of-bounds kickoff. And so Adarkwa gets a couple. He has a fine running back, Ed. Francis Adarkwa out of Wheaton, Illinois. 465 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground so far this year, averaging 77.5 yards a game.
Well, Chicago can mix it up, but they do have a better passing game right now than they have in years past. So they can go to the air, but they don't like to if they have all of their backs healthy.
Oyam firing out to the near sideline. It was almost picked off by Derek Sharp, who was playing defense on Clay Wolf, one of their top receivers. Wolf had 6 catches last week for 95 yards as the Maroons defeated Denison by a score of 38-7.
Chicago's run the ball maybe 10 to 12, maybe 15 more plays per game over the last 3 to 4 games since running back Tommy Parks has been hurt. If Parks and Adarkwa are in the ball game, they can be more balanced if they have the 2 running backs. In that case, with Parks out, they have to go to the air more often.
Marshall Oyam takes the snap in the shotgun, looking downfield, dumps it off, catch made at the 46-yard line. Sharp on the tackle. Joe Stoner makes the catch. Stoner, the senior out of Chicago, Illinois, his 17th catch of the year. But that will leave them a little short of the first down. It's 4th and 3 for the Maroons, and they will be forced to punt this one away.
Well, the wind has shifted now, Dave, and the Maroons have the wind at their back. Well, now it's more of swirl as well.
Yeah, it is really swirling around here at Stagg Field and blowing very hard, and it is very chilly today at 43 degrees at game time. The kicker is Jeff Sauer, 5'8" freshman out of Saddle River, New Jersey. Long snap count here. And now they didn't get the snap off. It'll be a delay of game.
Not sure what the confusion is.
Yeah, Sauer appeared to be ready to take that snap. They just never sent it back to him. Dan Calabrese is back deep for Case, the 5'7" freshman out of NDCL. He'll run this one back if he can. And again, that cross breeze will really hold up these kicks. High snap to Sauer. He will get it off, and it will bounce in front of Calabrese. He takes it on one bounce at the 22-yard line. He's grabbed, and he will not be able to get upfield.
Calabrese takes the ball to
as
22
they
yard line.
force him down right at the spot where he caught it on a bounce, and the Spartans will come out deep in their own territory.
That was good punt coverage by Chicago. Calabrese averaging almost 10 yards per return this season. He's been back more often fielding the punt since Bobby Bott been out with an injury. Bott now back on defense for Case, but hasn't gone back to his special teams duties.
Ball on their own 22.
There come the Spartans offensively again, leading it by a score of 7-0 with 11:41 to go here in quarter number 1 at Stagg Field. We're on the University of Chicago campus. Whalen will call out the signals. Eye in the backfield with Check-in at fullback. They will hand it off. This is Derek Bush. He takes the handoff and powers his way forward all the way out close to the 29-yard line.
Bush is taken down by
Derek
Alex
Bush,
Zervicki.
the 5'9 junior out of Katanning, Pennsylvania. His 9th carry of the season has been slowed by injuries this year. He gets 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans. $11:10 to go, first quarter. Case 7, Chicago nothing. This is Check-in straight up the middle, first down yardage all the way out to the 40, near the 45, before they hammer him down after close to a 16-yard pickup for Corey Check-in.
Corey Check-in's close to his long of the season. Check-in had an 18-yard game against Worcester, averaging just under 4 yards per carry as the senior. Now look at a little pistol formation for Dan Whalen. Not quite a shotgun.
He now walks back up toward the line. Might have checked off here. They have 4 receivers in the game. Check-in is the lone man in the backfield. Case leading it by a touchdown early. 10:40 to go, first quarter. Whalen stands in the pocket, looks downfield, pump fakes. Now he wants to run it. Rolls to his right, looks downfield, and Cowdrick is open. He makes the catch, stays on his feet, finally tackled inbounds.
Whalen finds Tim Cowdrick
Out near the 33-yard line.
With Whalen's ability to buy time in the pocket and roll around, he had the ball in his hands for close to 5 seconds, Dave. That's a hard assignment for any defensive back, to stay with a wide receiver for 5 seconds. And as Whalen continues to make things happen, the receivers just find holes, and Whalen hits them in stride.
10:16 to play, first quarter. Clock continues to move. Very overcast day here at Stagg Field today. Whalen takes the snap. They'll hand it to Bush. He runs straight up the middle. Good running room for the junior, and he gets out to the 20-yard line as the Spartans peel off about 13 more on the ground.
Or the Case offense just chewing up yardage in chunks and doing most of it on the ground. You saw an 18-yard run by Corey Check-in, 13 more by Derek Bush. Whalen has the 68-yarder. They could be here 100 yards rushing, and we're only halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, not even. 9:50 to play in the opening quarter here as the Spartans have come out fired up on the road today in the UAA opener. Whalen will try and keep it himself, but this time they grab onto him in the backfield. Cameron Grimes in on the tackle, and Corey Swain, I believe it was Swain, the linebacker, who wrapped him up first. Swain out of Tinley Park, Illinois. That'll be 2nd down and 12 as that one loses 2. Whalen will again call out the signals. They have 3 receivers in this time, 2 to the left. Colasar is the lone man on the right. Sutka is in at tight end. And Whalen calling out the signals again. The sun starts to peek through the clouds a little bit. Whalen back to throw. Plenty of time. He'll go deep downfield looking for the end zone for Nicely. And it's incomplete. 3rd down and 12 for Case. Speaking of Nicely, he will be our guest coming up at halftime today. We'll talk with Sean Nicely, the junior out of Willoughby South. We'll also talk with Alex Hildebrandt, the junior forward on the Case men's basketball team. They're scrimmaging today at Ashland University. Our season opener comes up on November the 16th. We'll talk to Alex at halftime, so we hope you'll stay tuned for those updates.
Coach Sean McDonald's pretty confident in his club this season.
Back to throw. Whalen rolls right, fires it down close to the 5-yard line, and it is in Nicely's hands and then out as he hits the deck. Incomplete. 4th down and 12 for Case. Now the football is on the 21-yard line, so you'd be looking at about a 38-yarder if they elect to try a field goal here, but with that cross breeze, and it will be very difficult.
Well, Coffey was pretty inconsistent. He's going to come in the football game, but in warm-ups, Dave, watching him at the other end of the field, though, he had the ball teed up at the 25 and was hitting about half of them, but the wind was really playing havoc. It was pushing the ball away from him.
Well, it's on the left hash mark. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Here is the snap in the hold. The kick by Coffey has plenty of distance, but it's no good. He pushed it off to the right.
And didn't get enough breeze to push it back through the uprights.
You could tell he was really trying to judge how far he would need to push it to the right to get it to blow back in, but it is no good. Coffey, 7 of 12 now on the season. That would have been his longest of the year.
And just now 2 of 7 at 30-plus for the junior. And Case failing to score after getting in the red zone. That's a rarity. Case was operating at an 89% efficiency rate when getting into the red zone.
First and 10 for Chicago.
Case leading at 7-0, 8:49 to play, and the Maroons will take over here. First and 10 from their own 21. Marshall Oyam is the quarterback. He'll go and hand to a Darkwood. Tries to break it out to the left. Now he tries to cut back upfield, and he's tackled. Short gain there for a Darkwood. Second down coming up for the Maroons. They have a 3-game winning streak going, averaging 26.2 points a game so far this year. They do lead the all-time series with Case, 11-8, and as we mentioned earlier, 7-2 against the Spartans here in Chicago. Oyam waits on the snap, and he'll go back to throw. Wings it downfield, middle of the field for Stoner. Nope, that's Clay Wolf who makes the catch. Clay Wolf, the 5'11 junior out of St. Louis, Missouri, with his first catch of the day, his 40th of the year. And it's a first down for Chicago as they hit Wolf right in the middle of the field. Wolf, the first-team All-UAA player a year ago.
Well, Greg Kingscott is in as the third safety.
Oyam will drop back now on first down. He'll try and run it himself. Has good running room as he ends up getting cut down right at the last second. Case avoiding a big play there as Lucas Sasala tripped him up before he could really break into the open.
I don't know if that was a design run, but as soon as Oyam saw Jeff Brown coming untouched on a blitz, he just put the ball under his arm and took off straight upfield. Chicago has only been sacked. The Chicago quarterbacks have only been sacked 11 times this season. And if it's that kind of recognition from Oyam, I can see why that number's only at 11.
He has 3 receivers in the game right now. Second down and 5. A quick out intended for Clay Wolf. That was some miscommunication there. Wolf was not expecting that throw. It goes incomplete. Third down and 5 now for the Maroons as the Spartans lead at 7-0 here. Great to have you with us for Case football today. The Spartans looking for their 29th consecutive regular season win. They defeated Hiram last week 63-14. They lead at 7-0 here today at the University of Chicago. Oyam calling out the signals. Drops back after the shotgun snap at about his own 40. He'll fire downfield looking for D. Brizolara, the Aurora, Ohio product. It's incomplete. Brizolara lobbying for a flag there. It doesn't come out, and it's fourth down for the Maroons, and they'll have to punt for the second time today.
The side judge thought about it. He put his hand near his pocket. He wanted to bring it out, and then thought about it and said, no, incomplete pass.
Perhaps he was just warming his hands in his pocket. 7:11 to play. It is 43 degrees today. It feels a little cooler with that breeze blowing.
Wind chill's got to be in the mid-20s.
Yeah, calling it a breeze is being very kind. It is really blowing hard across the field. Here comes the kick from Jeff Sauer. And he will get it away. Nice spiraling kick. This one will go all the way back inside the 5 and roll out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Rolls out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line is where the Spartans will start after that punt took a Maroons bounce and just stayed in bounds and took a hard right at the 1. With another yard, the Spartans would have had it at the 20.
That's the 8th time this season that Sauer has pinned an opponent inside the 20-yard line, but he can't get much better than that.
That was the spirit of Alonzo Stagg. coming into play.
Guiding the ball out of bounds.
7:02 to play here in the first quarter. Case 99 yards away from the end zone. Dan Whalen hands it off to Chekin, and Chekin plows his way out close to the 3, maybe the 4-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. It'll be second down for the Spartans as they get a little room to operate, courtesy of Corey Chekin, the 5'8 senior out of Georgetown, PA. Corey Chekin now in 259 career carries. Actually, that would be 260. Has lost a total of 11 yards in his career. Whalen back to throw, standing in his own end zone. Downfield, timing route for Holmick. He has it for a moment, and then the ball knocked away. Incomplete. Defensive coverage provided by Emmett Carrier, the cornerback.
It's third down.
Knocks it away from the Chicago native, Zach Holmick.
Well, we haven't seen Case be shy about taking a deep shot inside their own 5-yard line. In the Worcester game, backed it to the 6-yard line. They heaved one downfield, did Whalen, and Tim Cowger ran underneath it.
Yeah, almost the same play right there that they were going for. They'll have 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Third down and 8 from the 3. Whalen rolls out, fires it downfield for Cowdrick, makes the catch at the 16, and it's a first down for the Spartans as Whalen connects on a 13-yard pass to Tim Cowdrick, the senior out of Mentor, with a team-high 8 touchdown receptions this year. Cowdrick gets him a first down.
Well, Cowdrick did not play last week because of a slight shoulder bruise that he sustained in the game a couple of weeks ago.
6:05 to play first quarter. Spartans leading at 7-0. Whalen had a 68-yard touchdown run on the Spartans' first possession. This is Bill Deitman carrying it for the first time today, and he cannot turn the corner as he negotiates down the line of scrimmage and could not get it turned upfield. Little or no gain on the play. It'll be a long second down for Case. The Spartans are third in Division III in scoring offense at 46.86 points a game. North Central is first at 53.43, so the Spartans not far off the lead. Back to throw Whalen on second down. Lots of time. Still looking. Goes back across his body for Cowdrick. And a pass very low and incomplete. Very tough throw there for Whalen. And a 3rd and 10 now for the Spartans. In scoring defense, the Spartans are 29th in Division III, and that encompasses 235 football playing institutions. The Spartans defensively holding teams to 15.29 points per game. Wittenberg is first at 4.29 per game. Ohio schools continue to dominate that top 25 in Division III football.
Well, with Mount at the top and Capital also in there. Otterbein.
Dan Whalen asks for and gets a timeout here on 3rd and 10. 5:15 to play. In quarter number 1, Spartans using their first timeout. 3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Case will come out after they converted a 3rd down on their first drive that helped set up Whalen's 68-yard touchdown run. They'll try and do the same thing here right now. They lead at 7-0. Now very bright sunny skies here at Stagg Field. Whalen will stand in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Myers in at tailback. Whalen pump fakes. Now he'll try and run it himself, but he will not get out of the line of scrimmage as they knock him down at about the 17, 18-yard line. And so the Spartans will be forced to punt this one away. It'll be 4th down and 8.
Decision by Dan Whalen there. He tried to go straight up the middle and couldn't decide if his cut was to the back to the inside on the right or outside to the left. And by the time he made a decision and had a couple of jab steps, the Maroons had engulfed him and brought him down at the line of scrimmage.
Defensive coverage there by Alex Zerbicki, the freshman linebacker. They'll snap this one back to Whalen. That one might have been partially tipped, and it still takes a Case bounce. It'll be taken by Brizzolara at the 48-yard line and immediately heads out of bounds at about the 45 as the Case punt coverage swarmed down there. And it'll be 1st and 10 Maroons on the Case side of the field. They will put it down at the 46.
Well, Chicago has started near midfield on all 3 of their possessions, or have gotten near midfield. But statistically, Case is really dominating these stats. Have gone up and down the field twice.
4 minutes, 30 seconds to go, first quarter, 7-0 Case. Wind continues to blow across the field. Chicago moving from right to left. They will hand this one to Adarkwa. He has good running room out across the 40 to the 35 and tackled at the 33-yard line.
On the stop was Lee.
Lisa Sala finally stopped him.
Move to change its first down.
So they move from the 46 all the way down to the 33. A 13-yard run for Francis Adarkwa, the 5'10 sophomore out of Wheaton, Illinois.
He was the freshman of the year in the UAA in football last year. Also made first team all UAA.
They will hand it to him again as he makes his way across the 35, down to the 30, to the 20, and finally tripped up at the 15-yard line.
Peliak on the stop of the change.
So the Spartans
first down for the Maroons.
now facing a potent Maroons running attack. Francis Adarkwa peels off another 18 yards there, down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Oyem will head back to the line of scrimmage. Checks off. Oyem so far this year averaging 269 yards a game passing. He will roll out, looks to the end zone, fires it. It's incomplete. Almost picked off by the Spartans. Mike Peliak came in there.
Peliak was just blazing across the middle of the field. Had he come up with it, he may have outrun the Chicago offense to the other end of the field before they even realized he had the football. Great closing speed by Peliak. Knew he had protection on the backside, so was able to attack the football and knock it away.
2nd down and 10 from the Case 15. 3:45 to play, first quarter. Chicago operating in Case territory. We're at Stagg Field in Chicago. They'll throw again. This time it goes out to Clay Wolf. He is hit, shakes a tackler, and is forced out of bounds. Very short gain, if any. They will give him just past the 14.
Darren Sharp stared him down right at the 15-yard line. Sharp was in good position. Stoner broke the tackle, or Wolf broke the tackle, and was able to take a couple more steps before the defense closed in on him.
Wolf has made a couple of grabs today. He's their leading receiver. First team all-conference player, 19 career touchdowns for Chicago. Wind shifting around a little bit again, and now it is at the backs of the Maroons as they try and attack the end zone. Little screen pass. It's caught by the tight end. This is Mike Emerson, and he drives across the goal line. He's in for a touchdown. 13-yard touchdown catch for Mike Emerson. Emerson, his second touchdown of the year. And it's 7-6 as the Maroons will try and tie this game with the PAT.
Case had to deal with the potential of the end around as Wolf came in motion, did a nice job of selling it, and it left Emerson wide open in the middle of the field.
Here is the kick from Sauer. It is up and it is good. And the Maroons tie it up with 3:01 to play here in the first quarter. It is 7-7. We'll be back with more first quarter action in just a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 6th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service. If you're planning a corporate meeting or conference, family celebration, wedding, or holiday party, choose excellence at the Intercontinental Cleveland. Intercontinental's planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through a world-class experience. Call to request a tour of their spectacular accommodations. 216-707-4100. That's 216-707-4100.
This is Spartan Football on AM 1220 The Word.
David Wilson, Ed Doherty back here at Stagg Field in Chicago, Illinois. Spartans and Maroons tied up at 7. Here's the kickoff. Bobby Bott will field it back at the 23. Gets out to the 30, still on his feet, dives ahead out to the 34-yard line. And the Spartans will come out and try and break this tie with 2:55 to play in the first quarter. By the way, it's great to have you back on the radio side today after your venture onto the television landscape last week.
Yeah, moved into the other booth at home. Have to make one more trip down the aisle there.
Very, very tough assignment for you last week, working with Ron Yantz on the STO broadcast. So I'm sure you're enjoying being back with me on the radio side today after Ron.
Many viewers are probably glad I'm back on the radio as well.
Zach Homick in motion. First play of the drive for Case. Whalen will swing it out to Homick. Makes the catch. 40-43, and he's tripped up. Homick, the Chicago native out of St. Ignatius Prep. It's out to the 44-yard line. Pickup of close to 10, but they're still saying it's second down, so they move it back to the 43.
Homick caught that little bubble screen right near the numbers, and instead of moving to the outside where maybe he had a little bit more room, he cut it back into the wash in the middle of the field. Managed to pick up 9, but had a lot more room to the outside.
Zach Homick's 35th reception of the season. They will hand this one to Corey Checken. Has the first down and more. Gets out close to the 50-yard line. And it's a first down for the Spartans as they continue to move it upfield. Corey Checken carrying it very well so far today. Broke off an 18-yarder earlier. They'll mark his knee down at the 49. First and 10. Case still on their side of the field. 7-7 ball game. 2:10 to go here in the first quarter. Clouds starting to break up a little bit overhead. It was very overcast when we started. Chilly today, 43 at game time. First and 10 Spartans. Checken is the lone man in the backfield. They have 3 receivers in. Whalen will drop back. Has a nice block from Checken. He'll go up top looking for Colasar. He has it, makes the catch, and then he's hit out of bounds. Big gainer for the Spartans all the way to the 20-yard line.
If you could credit offensive linemen with receiving yards, you would there. The Case offensive line, along with Bill Deitman and Corey Checken, did a nice job picking up the blitz, holding out the Chicago defense. Whalen had plenty of time to throw, just stepped in it and lobbed it down the field to Colasar. So give the offensive line big-time credit on that play.
Ryan Colasar's first catch of the day has 18 catches down. That puts him over the 300 receiving mark as the Spartans hook up for 31 yards. They will hand this one to Greg Meyer, and after being grabbed in the backfield, still powers his way forward for a couple of yards.
He's going to get a face mask against Chicago. They grab Meyer by the back of the helmet, which is now considered a face mask penalty. If you pull it up from behind the neck, you're going to get flagged for 15.
Well, you called it, Ed. There's your personal foul penalty. And now they're explaining the penalty over to Dick Maloney on the Chicago sideline. And they will mark this one ahead, so the Spartans knocking on the door now inside the red zone.
That's what happened. They got Meyer as he tried to spin away from a tackler. The defensive player reached up and grabbed him over the top of his helmet and got him up on the backside and pulled forward, and that now is a personal foul, 15-yard face mask.
Looks like the ball is resting right on the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Spartans now from the Chicago 10. This game tied at 7. Spartans trying to jump back in the lead. Meyer stays in the game. Whalen takes the snap. 2-step drop. Looks upfield. Now he'll run it himself. At the 5, cuts back in toward the goal line, dives, and no signal yet.
He's just short.
They're saying he's just short. Whalen runs for 9. Sean nicely heading over to the sideline, holding his hands about a half yard apart.
Whalen made a good decision early in the first quarter when he just took the ball on a quarterback sweep and went right down the sideline. Now when he's between the tackles, he's a little unsure of himself. Everything is kind of head bobbing, shoulder weaves. And instead of just running, Whalen probably would have gotten the end zone had he just been aggressive towards the goal line.
Second and goal from the 1. Check it in the backfield. They will hand it to Corey, and he is in there for the touchdown, Spartans. 1-yard touchdown run for Corey Checken, and the Spartans lead it 13-7 with 31 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Corey Checken, his 7th touchdown of the season, and the Spartans jump back on top. Very tough to stop on a 1-yard line situation when you have a guy like Corey Checken.
Well, with Corey Checken, it just, do you believe that he's not going to get in is really the thought. When you watch Corey Checken, you know he lines up at the 5-yard line. The ball is at the 1. Is there ever a doubt?
Kick from Sam Coffey is up and good, and it's 14-7 as the Spartans extend the lead back to 7 points. Corey Checken and Dan Whalen have the touchdown runs today. So Case back in the lead, and we will have just over a half minute to go in the first quarter. Corey checking his 7th touchdown of the season, a 1-yard run after the Spartans marched down from their own 30-yard line where they started the drive.
Zalara back deep from him. Francis Adarkwa.
So Adarkwa will drop back deep. Zalara is back there. Zalara leading all of Division III in total offense. He's out of Aurora High School, where he helped the Greenmen win a state title last year.
In Division III. And won that game 21-0.
14-7, Case leading it. Wind blows the football off the tee before Coffey can approach it for the kickoff. By the way, how about that great Week 10 weather we had for high school football last night? 69 degrees at our game time, and dry. Quite a disparity coming out here to Chicago today, where we have 43 at game time.
Well, and the flight was rather adventurous this morning too, Dave.
Yeah, a little bumpy. 14-7. Case leading it here. Here's the approach by Coffey. He'll kick it on the way. End-over-end kick. It'll be taken by Zalara out at the 15-yard line. 20-25, out to the 30-yard line. Puts his head down and powers his way out close to the 34. And that's where the Maroons will have it, 14-7.
Stop for the Spartans were Jake Adams and DJ Suka.
And Whalen helping to engineer 2 scoring drives. Marshall Oyam has helped move the Maroons down the field today for a touchdown. He connected with Mike Emerson on a touchdown pass. 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Great to have you with us today for Spartans football on the road in the Windy City. Oyam on the run, fires it. It is caught just above the turf by Joe Stoner out near the 39-yard line, a pickup of close to 5.
Well, if they pick that football up, there's probably a
blade of artificial turf on there.
A couple of grass stains on it.
By the way, the surface here at Stagg Field is very hard, despite the fact that it is field turf. We were walking out there earlier today, and that's the end of the first quarter. But that will smart a little if you hit that deck hard today. Into the first quarter here. Case leading it by a score of 14-7. We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action in just a moment here on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Customers often ask if they are required to purchase a box spring with their mattress or if the box spring really needs to be replaced. This is Robin Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, and while some companies insist you purchase a box spring, we have never required our customers to do so. However, it is important to understand that box springs do wear out, and that all box springs are not created equal. At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe the box spring is essential to the overall quality and durability of a sleep set. Our box springs feature real working modules that act like shock absorbers, providing comfort and durability. Most competitive box springs have straight wire and thin wood slats that do not provide any shock absorbing benefit. If you still want to buy a mattress only, come in and we will be glad to help. But check out your current box spring first and make sure it has the support your mattress needs to provide the comfort and durability you want.
The Original Mattress Factory, 4930 State Road, right at the 480 ramp. Or visit us on the web at originalmattress.com.
Case's Spartan football on the Word.
Second quarter action about to get underway. 14-7 Spartans here. David Wilson, Ed Doherty, our studio engineer Nick Miller at the Salem headquarters in Cleveland, bringing you all of the action today as the Spartans try and remain unbeaten on the season. Oyam downfield looking for Zalara. He had a step on his man, but the ball overthrown, incomplete. Marcus McCullough not happy with the defensive effort there as they lost sight of Zalara, and if that pass had been on the money, he would have had an easy touchdown.
Yeah, all 3 defensive backs, including Paramore, Peliak, lost sight of him. Was Jeff Brown in coverage downfield? That looked like Jeff Brown was down there as well.
Well, it was an equal opportunity tongue lashing by the defensive coordinator, Marcus McCullough. 14-7 Case, just underway second quarter. Oyam takes the shotgun snap. Adarkwa throws a nice block on Dale English. Now the pass is intercepted by the Spartans. That's Greg Kingscott who comes up with a pick. And the Spartans take over on the turnover with 14:45 to play here in quarter number 2.
Well, King Scott did the same thing that Peliak did earlier in the first quarter. He just waited back and exploded towards the football, as it really was the only option that OM had was downfield. Peliak, King Scott broke on the football, intercepted, and Case has the ball in Maroon territory.
King Scott, his second interception of the season. Spartans take over in Maroon territory.
18th turnover for that defense this season, plus 11 now in the turnover ratio for the Spartans.
44-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Whalen will fire it out. It's caught by Colasar at the 36-yard line. He is knocked out of bounds. They'll stop the clock with 14:37 to go here in the second quarter. Ryan Colasar, a nice day in progress as he makes another grab.
Well, the Maroons have showed no fear in blitzing Dan Whalen that time. They brought 6, left a linebacker in the middle of the field, and after that it was one-on-one coverage on the wide receivers.
14:25 to go in second quarter action. Case 14, Maroons 7. Whalen will hand it off to Corey Check, and he gets the first down on 2nd and 2 as he barrels straight ahead and ends up tripping and landing on the 32-yard line. 4-yard pickup for Corey Checken.
Virtually unstoppable. Anything inside 2 yards to give Corey Checken the football, he's going to get 6 feet just from his running start and his ability to get lower than the defense, blow him out of the way. That time he picked up 4 yards.
Dan Whalen again calls out the signals. 1st and 10 Spartans. Whalen rolls to his right, looks downfield, fires it, and it's caught at the 20-yard line by Tim Cowdrick. Cowdrick with a great catch. He had Emmett Carrier on his back, but made the grab as he slid down to the turf bed.
The Spartans now have 240 yards in total offense in 1 quarter and 1 minute.
Yeah, 13:50 to play here in the second quarter. We're just underway in the second. The Spartans marching here. It's on the 19-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Chicago has nobody in the middle of the field, no free safety.
Whalen calls out the signals. Bush checks in. He'll take the handoff, tries to turn the right corner, and before he can do so, he's tripped up. Nice defensive play. Corey Swain brought him down. We'll see if they give him a yard or not. Might be out to the, they mark him down at the 19. No gain. 2nd down and 10.
Whalen had checked out of that play. The Maroons had 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, all within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and their defensive backs were nose-to-nose, man-to-man press coverage on the Spartans. They're in that same formation again. Nobody in the middle of the field for the Maroons.
Cowdrick is the slot receiver on the left. Colasar out wide left. Homick is on the right. That's the short side of the field. Whalen directing traffic. Calls out the signals in the shotgun formation. Dan Whalen gets the football, steps back, now steps up in the pocket, fires a little crossing route for Homick. It's incomplete as Homick went diving for it at the 5-yard line.
Boy, if Homick catches that in stride, he walks into the end zone. Again, with nobody in the middle of the field, if those Spartan offensive wide receivers can work to the middle and have an inside route like that on the slants, there's nobody to stop them if they catch the ball in stride.
Derek Bush stays in the game in the backfield. Same receiver set now. 12:44 to play in the second quarter. Now they send in a new play, and Whalen does check off here. 14-7 Case. Whalen takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking to the end zone. He will fire it. Same play. This time Homick dives and still cannot come up with it. It's incomplete. 4th down and 10.
Both those passes were out in front, and I don't know if the wind is having a problem with the passes over the middle. If Whalen is trying to compensate for that a little bit and maybe throwing the ball out in front too much on the lead and waiting for the wind to push it back.
Sam Coffey will try a 36-yard field goal. Line of scrimmage is the 19. This one will be spotted at the 26. So a 36-yard field goal. Coffey is 0 for 1 today. Here's the snap. Low snap. Colasar gets it down, and the kick is up and good. Boy, great kick by Coffey, but an even better hold by Ryan Colasar to get that one set up. And the Spartans extend the lead to 17-7 with 12:34 to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Be back with more after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Are you looking for somewhere to go after the game? Then come head down to the Euclid Tavern and enjoy our great food and entertainment. We'll be your football headquarters all season long, playing all the top games on our big screen TV. Plus, stop in with an appetite throughout the week and take advantage of our delicious food specials. Tacos are 50 cents on Tuesdays, 35-cent wing nights on Wednesday, and be there on Thursdays for college ID night with a live DJ. Come check out the Euclid Tavern, located on Euclid Avenue, just minutes from the Case campus.
Spartan football on AM 1220, The Word.
17-7, Spartans leading at a 36-yard field goal for Sam Coffey. And Ed, I hope they're doing a cursory check of the digits on Ryan Colasar's hands after he had trouble getting that one upright after a low snap.
Well, that's the gun where you're just hoping you don't break a finger in that situation where he gets the ball down, and whether or not he gets his the ball up and ready for a kick, here comes Coffey's foot regardless.
Well, he booted it through for a 36-yard field goal, Coffey's 8th of the year, and it is 17-7, Case with a 10-point lead. Here comes the kickoff from Coffey, end-over-end kick. It'll drop down at the 11-yard line. That's a free ball. It's finally picked up by Brizzalara, and he steps out of bounds. No return there, but he played that like a punt.
He signaled for a fair catch. He signaled for a fair catch.
For your Maroons.
So he knew that if he picked it up, he could run with it.
Yeah, once that ball goes 10 yards, it's up for grabs.
On the kickoff, and Brizzalara just lost his bearings for a minute there, and could have been very costly for the Maroons had the Spartans fallen on the football.
He did pick it up and stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line, and so that's where the Maroons will take over. Case leading it by 10. Here's a dark one. He's hit, bounces off a tackler. Now they will wrap him up, and he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to mark him for a loss, and that's been Case's specialty this season, Dave. 58 tackle for losses this year already.
Yeah, he ends up losing a yard back to the 12. So it'll be second down and 11. Brad Paramore was in there defensively with a host of Spartans, and that included breaking a tackle. They'll swing it out to Brizzalara, makes the catch, gets out across the 15, out near the 20-yard line. That'll be short of the first down. Brizzalara makes the catch with a couple of yards after the catch.
Sasala and Peliak were there to close him down, but Bobby Bond had a shot. Chris Wolf with a nice little cut block. Bott tried to reach over the top of Wolf, couldn't get Brizzalara before he picked up 5 yards.
It's great to see Bobby Bott back in there defensively. Came back last week after missing some time with a back injury. They'll swing this one out to Clay Wolf. He works his way up the sideline, gets across the 25, has first down yardage, finally knocked out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Wolf's numbers called. Clay Wolf, the receiver.
Same play, a little inside-out bubble screen to the near side.
Taken down by Lee. Sasala, the chains move, it's a first down.
So Williams saying something to the official as he was walking back out toward the middle of the field.
Well, they thought there was a late hit as one of the Case defenders had held on to Wolf as he went out of bounds and then dragged him down on the sideline on the Chicago bench. Everybody on the Chicago bench wanted the late hit. They didn't get it.
He stepped out of bounds at the 30.
Dick Maloney had a few words.
First and 10. For the Maroons from the 30-yard line, operating in their own territory. Now William will try and run it as he breaks around the right side. He's hit, and there come the flags.
That's a makeup call.
He was hit as he stepped out of bounds by Jake May, and that brought out the flags.
And now, and the referee threw his hat, which is a second flag. So now we have 4 flags on the field. There may be offsetting personal fouls, as Maloney is hot on the sideline for Chicago.
Well, Oyam came up after getting hit. He took exception to the late hit by Jake May, and there was some contact there between the players. Flags, as you said, Ed, came everywhere, including a hat from our referee today. And so we'll see how they sort it out. I believe Bobby Bott is going to say offsetting penalties. Personal foul against the Spartans, and a personal foul against the Maroons.
So it'll be an offsetting penalty. He'll leave the ball right there. And from this vantage point, it looked like May made contact with Oim near the sideline or just out of bounds. If the penalty was for anything, and maybe they decided he went too low and went too low, but then Maloney and Oim both had something to say regarding the tackle, and I think they were talking about the fact that it was down near the knee.
Yeah, Dick Maloney is not happy right now. He is wearing out that turf walking back and forth
he's
on the sideline.
He's thrown his headset off as well.
10:45 to play, second quarter. Clock continues to move. Second down and 4 from the 36-yard line of the Maroons. Oyam will take it in the shotgun. High snap. They'll hand it to Adarkwa on a draw play, and he is caught in the backfield and tackled. May was in there on the tackle. Looks like Rich Doolin was in there along with Dale English.
Yeah, Mike Harris, the fourth defensive lineman. All 4 of them were there. And Case has gone to that here in the second quarter. They've gone to a 4-2 setup defensively, and basically that's just challenging Chicago to say, throw the football. We have 4 down linemen. We're going to stop Adarkwa. We're going to shut down your running game, go through the air, because we don't think you can do what you did to Denison last week in 5 touchdowns, 500 yards through the air against our defense.
10 minutes exactly to play here in the second quarter. Is 3rd down and 7 now for the Maroons. Case leading it by a score of 17-7. They'll snap it back to Oyam. He looks down the middle of the field. The ball is tipped, and it drops incomplete, almost intercepted by the Spartans. And it'll be 4th down and 7.
Jeff Brown came on a blitz, and Lucas Sasala dropped into coverage. And just almost like one of those zone blitzes that you see in the NFL where a down lineman will be responsible for the flat with a linebacker rushing. And Case really doing a nice job disguising their defensive coverage.
Well, it's 4th and 7 now from the 33-yard line. Sauer will go back to kick. Calabrese is back at his own 40-yard line to receive this punt. They will get the punt off, but it's a shank job, and it will bounce right at midfield. And it takes a Case bounce, but it goes off a Case player. Chicago thinks they have the football. A fumble on the punt return team, and it looks like Chicago will have it. I have not yet seen a signal from the official. It is Case football.
The contact was made when a Chicago defender threw a Case player on top of the loose football. And with that, the ball come loose. So they're gonna give the ball back to Case. The ball was shanked. It landed near midfield, and with that, a Chicago defender, I didn't see who it was blocking and pushed a Case player on top of the football, which caused it to become live.
Yeah, he forced the contact, which you cannot do, and then they jumped on the football. Now, Dick Maloney now is even more unhappy on the sideline. So it is 1st down for Case at the 48-yard line of the Spartans. 17-7, Case leading it here at the University of Chicago. Conference opener for both teams. Case, the 2-time defending champion in the UAA. They will hand this one to Deitman, and he trips as he hits the line of scrimmage. And a very short gain if he got any. 2nd down and long coming up for Case as Deitman, the junior, could not get any forward progress.
It looked like Deitman tried to make a cut, but he hit the white painted outline of the maroon C at midfield and
tripped over the logo.
Yeah, just slipped right down.
9:07 to play. Second quarter. Whalen will work from the shotgun. 2 receivers on the left. Now Colasar starts in motion, and what do we have? A timeout taken by the Spartans. They were a little unsure of the play they wanted to run. We'll take a timeout as well. 8:59 to play here in second quarter action. Case 17, Chicago 7. Back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
How to explain the new RTA Healthline to an Orange Barrel on Euclid Avenue.
Look, here's the thing, Orange Barrel. We need you to leave Euclid Avenue and make way for the new RTA Healthline. It's going to connect Public Square with University Circle and bring in $4.3 billion in business development. And frankly, we think you'd just be in the way. I'm sure you understand. Oh, come on, Orange Barrel. Don't do that. Not here, Orange Barrel. Please. You're making a scene.
The RTA Healthline, pumping new life into Cleveland.
This is Spartan Football on AM 1220 The Word.
8:59 to go as we get back to action. Colasar in motion. Whalen will throw it out to Colasar, makes the catch midfield, gets to the 45, hit and knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Nicely, and Sutka with a couple of good downfield blocks. Marcus Klazewski also downfield with a good block.
They get into Chicago territory. They'll mark it down at the 43. 9-yard pickup, 3rd down and 1 for Case. I smell a Corey Checken handoff here. 3rd and 1.
Is it that predictable?
Checken lines up in the backfield. 3 receivers in for Whalen. They will hand it to Corey Checken. He hits the line of scrimmage and dives ahead and has the 1st down.
He got himself a 1.5 yards there. Somebody grabbed his jersey as he went by. It slowed him down.
Corey Checken gets the Spartans 4 more plays. Boy, he's an amazing football player.
You know, what's great about this Case offense, especially in the backfield, is these guys are really unselfish. They know their roles, and they're not afraid to really wrap themselves in their roles and their responsibilities. And Checken's a short yardage, and you get Bush and Deitman and Meyer, who have the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and run outside the tackle.
Case putting Homick in motion. Whalen drops back to throw. He'll go deep downfield. Nicely on the run. Cannot catch up to it. And it falls incomplete right at the goal line. So they took a deep shot here on 1st and 10. Nicely could not run under it, although he did have a step on his man.
That was a free safety. Danny Polineski coming over to cover nicely. So a little bit of a mismatch for the Spartans. They had the advantage with Nicely, the wide receiver, lined up against the free safety.
Nicely will be our guest coming up at halftime today, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. We'll talk with Sean Nicely. Also, Alex Hildebrandt, the St. Vincent St. Mary product, now a junior on the Case men's basketball team, will be on with us coming up at the half. Whalen will run it himself from the shotgun, picks his way forward, gets out close to the 35-yard line, maybe across the 35. They'll mark him on the 34.
Uh-oh.
Whalen a little slow to get up, but I think it was just he was tangled up with a couple of guys. But you're right, Ed, that is never a very reassuring sight. But Whalen absorbed the hit.
Well, 4 gas coming from the door next door.
Case coaches, yeah. 7.5 minutes to play
5
in the
wide
second quarter.
Set.
Yeah, they got the whole house in there now, and they bring Sutka back now in a running back position, just to the left of Dan Whalen.
Look at the blitz that's coming.
They are going to bring them all, and Whalen will get rid of the football, looking for Nicely, and it's going to be picked off in the backfield by Polineski. He'll be tackled by Nicely back at the 9-yard line, and the Maroons force the turnover as Dan Whalen throws the interception, his 4th of the year.
Well, for Case, again, they recognize nobody in the middle of the field, but the receivers weren't able to work back to the middle. Polineski did a nice job of staying on Nicely and not letting him get that slant to the middle of the field. Whalen threw it in there, and Polineski was able to come away with the interception because he had the inside position, and Case couldn't get to the open middle of the field.
Polineski, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, his 2nd INT of the year, his 5th career interception for the Maroons. Now Oyam wants to throw, pump fakes, he'll gun it downfield, and that ball is caught by Brizzalara. He's off to the races, 40, 30, 20, 10. He will go in. It's a touchdown for the Maroons. D. Brizzalara, the Aurora graduate from last year, scores his 7th touchdown. 90 yards on the pass from Marshall Oyam to D. Brizzalara. Wow.
Well, that's been Chicago's forte this season, is long plays. They have, I believe it's over 30 now, plays over 20 yards, and that one, they had 4 plays over 60 yards.
Here is the kick. There's a flag down on the extra point kick. It is good, and it is 17-14. Case's lead is now 3 points. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 6:54 to play here in the second quarter. We'll be back after this 30-second break on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Looking for a convenient and upscale hotel for your next visit to Case? The DoubleTree Hotel Cleveland Downtown Lakeside is an official hotel sponsor for Case Athletics. Just 10 minutes from campus, the DoubleTree offers the Stadium 3 Bar and Grill, Starbucks, the Sweet Dreams bedding package, attached parking, complimentary shuttle, indoor pool, and a warm DoubleTree cookie at check-in. Contact the hotel at 216-241-5100 for a special $89 rate. We'll take care of you while you cheer on the Spartans. The DoubleTree Hotel Cleveland Downtown Lakeside, a proud sponsor of Case Athletics.
Case's Spartan football on the Word.
Well, the Chicago Maroons reach into their bag of tricks, and they fire a pass down the right sideline. Brizzolara running under it, and it's a 90-yard scoring pass.
Longest play of the season for the Maroons. Previous had been a 73-yard touchdown pass last week when Brizzolara caught a lob from Oim against Denison, and Brizzolara also had a 65-yard kickoff return against Kenyon.
He leads the NCAA Division III ranks in all-purpose yards. He did catch 8 passes for 3 touchdowns last week, as you mentioned, and now has the big reception of the day for the Maroons. It's a 3-point football game right now at 17-14. The flag on the extra point was against the Spartans. It was declined. The kick was good. And now Bobby Bott will try and return this one as he fields it on a couple of hops, and he's wiped out at about the 25-yard line. So the Spartans offense will come out with 6:47 to play here in the second quarter. It is great to have you with us today for Spartans football from Chicago, Illinois. We're at Stagg Field. We are located right next to the Ratner Center on the campus of Chicago, and boy, they have some great sports artifacts out of their athletic center, Ed.
Well, highlighted in the middle is the first ever Heisman Trophy awarded, and that was Jay Berwanger back in 1935. Berwanger was the all-purpose back. He ran for 500, passed for 400, kicked extra points.
Whalen will throw. First play of the drive hits Cowdrick in the flat over near the Case sideline, far side of the field. And he catches it, stumbles forward for a couple of extra yards. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, pickup of 8. It'll be second down and 2. Berwanger later was the first ever player drafted into the NFL, but turned it down. He thought the pay was too low as the Philadelphia Eagles drafted him in 1936 and then traded his rights to the Chicago Bears. Never did sign, but established a small business that turned into a large one here on Chicago's west side. Zach Holmick makes the catch from Whalen. Again, a little short route. He makes the catch. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. It's good for a first down for the Spartans as Whalen completes 2 passes on the drive so far.
One more quick story about Berwanger and that Heisman Trophy. When it was first awarded, nobody really knew what it was. It was more of, what's this touchdown club, downtown athletic club in New York awarding a Chicago player an award. And later in his life, it served as just a doorstop in his office. Then it became a back office artifact here at Chicago until it's been now rightfully displayed front and center as you come into their athletic complex.
Eric Bush checking into the game. He gets the handoff from Whalen and runs ahead, straight ahead running by Derek Bush, the junior. Gets across midfield and now is tackled at the 45-yard line. Second down and a long 4 for Case here. They lead at 17-14 with 5:22 to play here in the second quarter. Dan Whalen checking off at the line of scrimmage. Spartans leading it by 3 in the University Athletic Association opener for the Spartans today in Chicago. Whalen will drop back to throw. Looking downfield, has time. Now he's rushed out of the pocket, rolls right, fires it back middle of the field, incomplete to Cowdrick.
Boy, Cowdrick just dropped it. Hit him right in the hands. He looked at his hands as if to say, where's the hole? It went right through his hands, hit him in the hands, hit him in the numbers, and fell to the turf. Would have been enough for a first down and possibly more as Cowdrick had the opportunity to work through that Chicago defense.
Football rests on the 45-yard line of the Maroons. Third down and 4 for Case. Whalen in the backfield along with Derek Bush. Holmick is wide right. Colasar is wide left. Slot receivers on both sides. Cowdrick on the left. They will drop back with Whalen. Now he's in trouble. He's going to get hit from the backside, still on the run. Finally gets wiped out as he dives for the first down marker over on the far side.
He's not going to get there.
Yeah, he was short of the first down. We'll see exactly where they mark it. Looks like it's going to be on the 43-yard line. He'll be 2 yards short, and the Spartans will have to punt it away with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. So Whalen will stay in to punt. Boy, he was being pursued from the backside by Matt Sargent, 6'3", 247, a sophomore out of Sterling Heights, Michigan.
just outside of Detroit.
And he wasn't chasing Whalen to give him a pat on the back either. This punt is perhaps partially blocked. It goes on a line drive, rolling out to the near side. Very short kick out to the 31-yard line, and that's where the ball is recovered by Chicago. And I'm not sure if somebody got a hand on that or if it was just a bad punt.
Well, nobody reacted as if it was blocked. If Chicago did get a hand on it, then Case should have gone after the football. It was a live ball as soon as it was blocked. But neither Case nor Chicago reacted as if it was a free ball.
So that one will land Chicago on the 31-yard line. Dump pass off to Adarkwa, makes the catch 35-40 and is finally wrestled to the ground at about the 41-yard line. So they come up with 10 yards there, and it should be a first down.
Well, and the Maroons have all but abandoned their running game. Midway through the second quarter here, everything is through the air, whether or not it's a short pass or an inside bubble screen or something down the middle. It's pretty much now run and shoot offense for the Chicago Maroons.
3:45 to go. They start the clock again now that they set the chains. 17-14 Case. Adarkwa will get the handoff this time, and that's why they've abandoned it, Ed, as he is caught in the backfield by Jeff Brown. And now flags come out, and this will probably go against the Spartans for piling on, or we might have had a face mask call as they really wrestled Adarkwa down, and once he was down, a couple extra guys came in, Ed, and that might have elicited the flag. You got the face mask, and it's going to go against the Spartans. So Adarkwa on the carry was caught in the backfield, but the Spartans get the face mask penalty. And they will move this one ahead. It'll be a first down all the way into Case territory to the 44.
15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
First and 10, 44-yard line. 17-14 Case. Oyam wants to throw. Hits Brizzolara with a pass in the flat. Tries to pick his way forward, but he's tripped up. Short gain there. Bobby Bott was in there on the tackle for Case. It'll be second down. They pick up, it looks like a pickup of one on the play for Brizzolara. He had a 90-yard reception earlier in the quarter. And it's 17-14 Case leading it by 3. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Second down and 9. Oyam deep in the shotgun, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Adarkwa. Now he will run it himself and has some room. Makes for the sideline. He absorbs a hit from Bott, then gives a hit back to Bobby Bott. Some maybe bad blood brewing here in this game, Ed.
Now Jeff Brown had a couple of words too as he came back. Brown, the captain, said something to the officials. Not enough for the first down, but again, everything through the air Chicago wants to do is pass the football. There, Owen was forced to run, but that came out of the shotgun 4 wide.
Stepped out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's third down and 1. They'll ask Adarkwa to get the other yard. He is hit. I'm not sure if he got it. Now second effort. We'll see if they give him the first down. He needed to get just past the 35-yard line.
Well, he kept trying to go forward, and Case kept forcing him further and further outside until they rolled him up, and now it'll be close.
Well, they wave the clock to be stopped, and they'll probably bring it out to take a look at it. Officials will say we're going to measure this one. 2:21 to play here in the second quarter. 17-14 Case. We'll be on the road again next Saturday as UAA play continues in Pittsburgh against Carnegie Mellon in a 2 p.m. game. They will come out and take a look at this one here. Adarkwa did get it past the 35. And they'll have to stretch it out here, Ed, but I believe he got it. We'll see. Still, we cannot see the chains. The Chicago players believe he has it. And they're going to say no. He did not get it. There might be an inch or two there, Ed, between the chain and where the football is.
Well, and they're in a four down situation anyway. And you're at the 35-yard line. You can't punt. You're only going to pick up 15 yards. And you're not going to try a long field goal with this weather. So at this point, it's just pretty much he goes under center and falls forward. He should pick up
Yeah, he's literally a couple of inches shy of the first down. 4th down and inches from the 34-yard line. It will be tough to stop him here. They will need a stop in the backfield here to prevent a first down. They will get a couple of players lined up in the backfield. Darkwa is not back there. Oyam just standing there with the play clock running down. Now with 10 on the play clock, he gets under center. Oyam calls out the signals. He will go around. That is a Darkwa. He has the first down, and it will be 1st and 10 as a Darkwa is tackled after about a 2-yard gain. 1st and 10 with now under 2 to play here in quarter number 2.
About the only thing they could have stopped that play would have been a mishandled snap of some sort. It's just the yardage is so minimal. Even if you stand him up, or him falling down or fumbling the football was about the only thing that was going to stop that play.
Back in the shotgun now. Oyam will roll out to the right. He'll take a shot downfield. Man open, and it is knocked away and incomplete. Nice defensive play by the Spartans. And I believe that was Bobby Bott who got a hand on that football to knock it away from Clay Wolf.
Well, Wolf was in the end zone, as was Brizolara. That play was looking to get the touchdown right there. Craig Kingscott was coming over from his free safety position. Had coverage on the play.
1:38 to play now in the first half. 17-14 Case, 3-point lead for the Spartans here in the conference opener. We're at Stagg Field today in Chicago, Illinois. Oyam back to throw again. Doolin comes after him, fires it out. Incomplete. He was looking for Jay McGovern, the senior out of Milan, Michigan. First time they've gone McGovern's way today. And that one was incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
Well, the defensive line is getting through there. Crowd screaming for a holding call.
94 seconds left in the first half here at Stagg Field in Chicago. Adarkwa is in the backfield. They have 3 receivers stacked on the right side. Oyam back to throw. He'll look downfield. That ball was tipped as he started to bring his arm forward. I believe it was Rich Doolin who broke up that pass. It's incomplete.
Well, and Doolin got past Dedeker on the offensive line, and Dedeker got a handful of jersey the second consecutive play.
1:30 to play in the first half. We'll get a timeout taken here by the University of Chicago. It is 4th down and 10 from the 33-yard line. We'll take a timeout as well. Case leading at 17-14 late in the second quarter. We'll be back after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Quiznos at the Circle is proud to team up with Case Athletics as a platinum sponsor. Quiznos offers the great taste of fresh, hot, toasted subs. Great food just goes well with great athletics. Mention that you heard this ad during the Case football game and receive $1 off a regular sub and $2 off if Case wins today. Offer good till Tuesday, so hurry in to Quiznos on the Circle. If the Spartans win, so do you. Quiznos, the best damn sandwich in the land. Quiznos at the Circle and Case Athletics, partners in excellence. Quiznos. Toasty.
WHKW Cleveland, WHKZ Warren. This is a special sports presentation of Case Athletics, Spartan football on the Word.
Along with Ed Doherty, David Wilson back here at Stagg Field, the campus of the University of Chicago. 1:30 to play here in the first half. Case leading at 17-14. That is not a typo on the scoreboard. It is a 3-point game. Chicago playing well today. They have the football. It is 4th down and 10, and they will go for it here.
A little confused by this situation. Why would you call a timeout? It's 4th and 10, near the 35. Why don't you let the clock run, force Case to either use their final timeout and try to pin them deep to end out the half?
Well, Oyam drops back to throw on 4th down. He's in trouble. Dale English pursuing him out near the sideline. Oyam will get rid of it. Middle of the field, almost picked off by Sasawa. Or is that Jeff Brown? Brown almost picked that one off.
And that's fine because an interception would have cost him some yardage. The incomplete pass will take it back to the 34, where Brown was standing near the 25 when the pass came into his hands.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Brown didn't know that. Although I'm sure he probably would have held on to that football if he could, but he dropped it, and so it does go back to the 33-yard line. Oyam was under duress from the get-go there by Dale English. So the Spartans take over on downs as the defense holds and protects for now a 3-point lead. 1:21 to go in the half. We've seen Case strike quickly here at the end of the first half this year. Whalen calls out the signals as the Spartans get the ball back. The senior drops back to throw. Now he's trapped in the pocket, rolls out to the right side, sidearms the pass ahead to Greg Meyer. He makes the catch and is knocked out of bounds just short of midfield.
How did Whalen not end up past the line of scrimmage on that play?
45-yard line is where Meyer was knocked out of bounds with 1:13 to go. He looked like Dan Quisenberry throwing that ball sidearm.
They're stretching.
You remember the quiz. 1:13 to play. 17-14, 3-point lead for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Leading Chicago by a field goal right now. Whalen in the pocket. Now he rolls out again. We've got a flag down. Whalen is tripped up from behind as he throws the football. Incomplete. He was tripped up by Dexter McCauley, the defensive lineman. And we'll see what the penalty flag is all about.
Get Whalen for intentional grounding, although I don't know how it can be grounding. He was actually impeded as he was trying to throw the football.
Yeah, hard to judge intent when you're being tackled as you throw. It is a holding call against Case and also intentional grounding against Whalen.
That's the intentional grounding call is terrible. He's falling down and being tackled. As he's going down, he tries to throw the football.
They will decline the holding penalty. They will take the intentional grounding,
which is a loss of down. It counts as a sack. That's the second time today the referee's thrown his hat. Run out of flags.
1:07 to play.
So it's second and one.
A very questionable call on the intentional grounding. As he's being brought down, where was his intent to throw the football had he not been impeded?
They are looking at a 2nd down and 18 now for Case from the 36-yard line. Whalen will go deep downfield. That one's into double coverage, and it is picked off. Injured player for Chicago. It was intended for Tim Cowdrick. And the Maroons pick it off deep downfield. I did not catch who grabbed the football. And I believe it was Emmett Carrier. We'll have to check and double check here, but it is an interception for the Maroons.
Ball on the Chicago 42.
Francis Shelley was also there. He's the shaken up player as he comes to the sideline.
1:01 to play in the second quarter, and Chicago gets the ball back as they get another pick. And Oyam and company back out on the field, trailing Case by 3. 61 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. They'll throw it to Brizzolera on a little screen out to the sideline. Brizzolera is hit and knocked out of bounds. He got out close to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play. Clock stops as Brizzolera got out of bounds. D. Brizzolera, the 5'11 freshman out of Aurora.
Ball now at the 43.
That's Aurora, Ohio.
Yeah, the former Greenman player.
At Aurora, Illinois, just down the road a bit.
Back to throw. They'll hit Clay Wolf with a screen pass. He gets out across the 45, out to the 48. And we'll see if they use a timeout here. Right now the clock continues to move with 40 seconds left. We're in the second quarter. Case leading at 17-14 here at Stagg Field today. Boy, the final 4 minutes of the second quarter have taken a long time as both teams have been throwing the football. 25 seconds left in the quarter now. Oyam with his team out near midfield. Football on the Chicago 48. Adarkwa gets the call. He heads straight up the middle and has running room. Gets into the backfield and is tackled finally at the 35-yard line. 17-yard run for Francis Adarkwa of the Maroons with 14 seconds left in the quarter. And the Maroons take a timeout here. And they'll talk things over as they break into Case territory. We'll take a 30 as well. Pardon me, we are going to stay here. We've got the full complement in. Ed, we can talk it over here. That was a nice play by Adarkwa, a little trap play right up the middle.
Well, it was unexpected. The way Chicago has abandoned the run, Case has really played back, 3-man front, dropped 8 into coverage. And so as the linebackers moved away from the line of scrimmage, Adarkwa caught it right up the middle on the little quick hitter. was into the secondary before he knew it and got 17 yards. Not doing anything but running between the hash marks.
Well, Ed, what do you think? 14 seconds left on first down. Will they take a shot at the end zone?
Looking at what they've done in the past, I don't see why not, but I think they'd be better off maybe looking at a 15-yarder, considering I believe they still have one timeout left. I think Chicago has one timeout left. They can run a play over the middle of the field or to the numbers. I would think you'd be better off maybe looking at 15 to 20 yards here, and then you can decide if you want to take 3 or a shot at the end zone.
They have a 4-receiver set right now. Oyam will go back to throw. He will go up top with it, looking for Brizzalara, and it is out of bounds. Brizzalara and Bott both went up with the catch. Bott came up with it, but they were out of bounds.
Sasala's lucky he didn't get called for pass interference. He pushed Clay Wolf off his route down near the goal line, right in front of the official.
That one was not a shot to the end zone. It was right about the 10-yard line where they went after that ball. So they were going for the sideline for sure. 9 seconds now left in the quarter.
Yeah, hometown clock operator. That play only took 5 seconds off the clock.
4 receivers still in the game. Oyam back to throw. Second down and 10. Middle of the field. It's caught over there by Clay Wolf. Makes the catch. He heads for the sideline and gets out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 8. It'll be third down and short here with only 3 seconds left in the second quarter. Case trying to hold on here and protect a 17-14 lead.
Ball now sits at the 28-yard line.
It'll be third down and 2 from the 28-yard line. And a whistle and a timeout will be taken here by the Maroons. That'll be their final timeout with 3 seconds left in the quarter. By the way, we want to wish the best of luck to the Case men's and women's cross-country teams hosting the UAA championships today in Cleveland. Our own Greg Yantz working that event, and we hope that everything goes well out there for Kathy Lanise's runners, and hope they can bring back a conference win in the UAA meet. And hopefully it's a little warmer in Cleveland today than it was when we got here.
And reports are it's pretty much the same. It's about 45, 50 degrees and some stiff breezes coming off of Lake Erie.
Nearly 70 degrees last night for high school football, but not today. 3 seconds left here at Stagg Field. Well, if we get a chance in the second half, we'll be talking a little bit about the name of Alonzo Stagg and all he meant for the game of football. Just an incredible legacy crafted right here at the University of Chicago, a school that was one of the founding members of the Big Ten.
The Big Ten, they were original members. In fact, Stagg was responsible for coordinating the Big Ten back in 1899. At the time called the Western Conference.
Yeah, all the way west in Michigan.
And Minnesota.
And Illinois. 3 seconds to go. This could be the final play of the first half. Oyam back to throw, 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. He'll take a shot at the end zone. It's up for grabs. They go up for it, and it's incomplete. Knocked away by Brad Paramore on the final play of the first half. Paramore with 2 interceptions last week and knocks away that pass and preserves, for the time being, a 17-14 lead for Case here at the half. Quite a half of football, Ed, as Chicago really represents themselves well here in the first half against the 8th-ranked Spartans. They have a 3-game winning streak, and they played like it.
Well, and the Spartans have committed 2 turnovers. One led to a 90-yard touchdown pass, one almost leading to another score at the end of the half. So Spartans offensively, after putting up nearly 240 yards midway, well, actually pretty much in the first quarter, really sputtered in the second quarter, never really got anything going.
Sam Coffey with a field goal, Dan Whalen a rushing touchdown, Corey Checken the other rushing touchdown, and that's where we stand. 17-14, Case leading it by 3. Coming up, we'll hear from Sean Nicely and Alex Hildebrandt on our halftime show. Later, Ed will have a look at the stats, and we'll get you set for the start of the third quarter in just a while. That's all coming up when our halftime show gets underway on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
This is Spartan Football on AM 1220 The Word.
It's halftime of today's game at the University of Chicago at Stagg Field as the Spartans take on the Maroons in UAA play. We welcome you to our halftime show, and we also welcome in Sean Nicely, junior wide receiver out of Willoughby South High School. And Sean, so far this year, 29 catches and 7 touchdowns for the Spartans at 7-0. And Sean wins 8, 9, and 10. Will get a little tougher now as guys get into UAA play and starting it out at Chicago today as we speak. And you guys have handled them pretty well. And I remember a couple of years ago you had a real nice game at Stagg Field. And I know any karma you can get is good when you go back to a place where you've had some success, right?
Yeah, last time we played there, I had 2 touchdowns. You know, we passed the ball a lot on them, but as you know, our defensive coordinator did go there, so he knows a lot about us, knows a lot about our game plan, so they'll be ready to go this week.
How does it feel to go into conference play as opposed to non-conference action that you guys have had so far?
Conference play, the records go out the window. You know, it's always competitive. Chicago could be 0-7, but they'd still give us our best game of the season. I mean, conference play is a big deal to everyone. There is 3 teams, so every game is pretty much for the conference championship. You lose one game, you pretty much don't have a chance to win. So these games are really important, really competitive, and we look to do well.
You can make a case for a couple of teams you've played that are on par with the UAA teams on the schedule, but do you feel that these 3 games really start to prepare you as a player for what you might see in the opening rounds of the tournament?
Yeah, besides Worcester, these are the best 3 teams we'll see all year. I mean, Chicago's really good, Carnenie's great, and WashU's been doing pretty good. So, I mean, these teams are higher caliber and more like what we're going to see if we make it to the playoffs.
You guys have been rolling up some very impressive numbers points-wise the last 3 weeks, and going back to last Saturday, Sean, against Hiram, when you're hot, you're in the end zone, a ball's deflected, it comes right to you, and you have to put yourself in the right positions to have plays like that happen, don't you?
Yeah, you do, and I mean, it starts with all the receivers pretty much and all the people that came back, the running backs. We have all our skilled people, and everyone's clicking on all cylinders. Our line's blocking great, and it allows us to make plays, even if it is a tipped pass, even if it is just a 3-yard run or checking into the end zone. I mean, everything's clicking, and we're doing everything 1,000 miles an hour, and we're doing it right. No mistakes, so it helps us score a lot.
Obviously, people who follow the team know the passing game is really your bread and butter, and you guys have some great receivers out there. And when it comes to the playbook for the Spartans, in terms of passing plays, how many plays are there that you guys have to keep in mind, and how thick is that book that you guys are managing every week?
I mean, we have a lot of passing plays. Some weeks we go to maybe 5 or 6 main plays, and some weeks, like this week, we'll expand the playbook because they play a lot of man. So there's a lot of different plays. We add some every week. We added, I think, 4 or 5 new pass plays just this week. So it's a lot to remember, but I mean, each week you only use so much. We're not throwing the whole playbook at teams because certain plays work for certain defenses. So it is a lot, but it helps.
Sean, you've had a chance to expand your game a little bit. You're not only one of the key wide receivers, also on special teams as well, and you guys have really done well in that area. Special teams can really contribute to those wins, can't they?
Yeah, special teams is a big part of the game, and we stress it. It's the first thing we do in practice every day. And I used to not be on any special teams, and I joked around with Coach Shoup, our special teams coordinator, put me on scout team, let me return. And I broke a couple returns in practice. I would block really good on punt return. So he started giving me shots with the varsity, and then finally this year I made my way to starting punt returner and kick returner. And, I mean, it's just a big part of the game. Field goal block, everything. Homick does well on that. I mean, anytime you can get points or turnovers in the special teams game, you could really swing the momentum.
We've talked to the running backs a lot in terms of the way that's set up here, where you don't really have a featured back, but 4 guys function pretty much as one unit. You could almost say the same thing about the receivers, too. It looks like you guys pull for each other. Do you get as much satisfaction seeing a play work out to one of the other guys in the end zone as much as when it comes to you?
Yeah, I mean, I do for sure. We run a lot of pick plays and screen passes or like decoy routes. So on one play I could be screening for Tim or blocking for Homick or running a guy off. And it's just as satisfying to see them catch it and kind of know that you kind of set that whole play up. They're happy. The first thing they do is come over and congratulate you. And next time down the drive, they could be picking for you or they could be blocking for you. So you want to give your best effort. And we kind of bust on each other sometimes when we get a touchdown or we get a long pass play. But, I mean, it's competitive and it's fun, and we're always rooting for each other.
Earlier this year at Worcester, Tim Caldrick had that 94-yard reception where he ran under a long pass and broke it. But I understand you came over and said, you know what, I still got you by 3 yards. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, he always gets me because we play the kind of the same position. We switch in and out, and we always bust on each other for touchdowns. And he ran it, and the first thing I said when he caught it was, how long was it? And someone said 94, and he came over the sideline, and I said, it was good, but I got 97 on you. And he just started laughing, and it was a good time. We joke a lot.
It's a all-in-the-family situation at the Niceleys. Your brother Patrick, great career at Willoughby South, finished up last year, and now getting a chance to play down at Akron as the QB. You talked to him much, and how have things gone for him in there?
Right. I talk to him a lot, actually, probably 3 or 4 times a week. He is young and he is starting, and I know I play Division III and he plays Division I, but I do know a lot about football, and I tell him, hey, just calm down, because he gets so excited that he's in, and he wants to make all the big plays and doesn't like to look for the short throws. So I do talk to him. We do come. He wants to come see our games. I want to come see his, but it's hard. So I watch him on TV anytime I get, and I mean, he lets me know. He knows, do this more, do that, and I kind of let him know. It's really good to see him succeed.
Sean, it's a pleasure to catch up with you here. We wish you all the best in UAA play. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, that's Sean Nicely joining us here in our halftime show. We'll be back with more from Chicago in just a moment. You're listening to the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
We've just finished shopping for a new mattress. Several of them, actually. This is Ron Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. And as strange as this may sound, we shopped our competitors and purchased several national brand products. Why do we do this? It's simple. We carefully cut into these products to show you what's inside and to provide an opportunity for our customers to compare our products to the national brands, layer by layer. What did we find? We found that our two-sided construction, premium inner springs, stitched cotton padding, and real working box springs help us to offer superior quality and durability. But that's not all. We also found that prices on the top-of-our-line products were hundreds of dollars less than the best sale price for the national brands. And we provide two-sided construction, real working box springs, and premium quality for less. So please, don't be fooled by phony mattress sales or giveaways. Stop in and experience our value firsthand. The Original Mattress Factory, 4930 State Road, right at the 480 ramp.
Looking for an extraordinary dining experience where you enjoy the ambiance as well as the menu? Table 45 Restaurant and Bar is the award-winning restaurant in the Intercontinental Cleveland, offering world cuisine created by accomplished local chef Zach Brule. The atmosphere at Table 45 is relaxed yet inspiring, with weekday chill-out happy hours, a behind-the-scenes chef's table, a Lunch in 45 Express menu, and monthly interactive cooking demonstrations. 216-707-4045 for reservations. That's 216-707-4045 or visit tbl45.com.
I have this cool cash. What can I do with it? You can turn it into a hot meal at Rascal House. It's the best value in town. What do they have there? Buckets of wings, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and of course, great pizza. Are they open late? You bet. Open every night till 2:30 a.m. And you can even build your own pizza and order it online at rascalhousepizza.com. Cool! See you at the Spartans game? Yep, and see you after at Rascal House.
The Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services believe that every child needs a family, especially teenagers, yet there are hundreds that don't have one. Listen as this young lady shares her story.
I'm 23 years old and a college graduate. After I aged out of foster care, I thought, wow, I'm 18, I'm grown, I've been through a lot, and now I can finally make decisions for myself. What I didn't know is that I would no longer have anyone to depend on. I then went to college and lived on my own. However, shortly after, I then became homeless. If I'd known that I would have been homeless my first year of college, sleeping in my car with nowhere to go during holiday breaks, I would have been more acceptable of adoption.
Please contact the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services for more information on becoming a foster or an adoptive parent at 216-881-5775. That number again is 216-881-5775. What every child needs, family. Case's Spartan Football on the Word.
Continuing on our halftime show here at the University of Chicago today as the Spartans take on the Maroons in UAA play. And we welcome in Alex Hildebrand, the junior forward on the Case men's basketball team. He'll be involved in a scrimmage today against Ashland University. Their season opener comes up on November 16th over at BW. And Alex, we welcome you to our broadcast coverage. Let's start by talking about your thoughts on the group coming back and how excited you are about the season and what you think the team is capable of this year.
Well, thanks a lot for having me, first of all. As far as the team goes, I think we have a pretty solid team this year. We got the core of our guys coming back this year. We got some good freshmen. So it's looking very positive so far. We're about 2 weeks into practice. Everything's looking good. So it looks like we should have a good year.
Well, you guys certainly don't have it easy in the UAA. 3 teams from the conference made the tournament last year, and Wash U won the whole thing. It's certainly a competitive situation when you get into conference play, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a very competitive league. I guess that's one of the things I like the most about it. When I first came into Case, they told me about the UAA and how competitive it was. And, you play first before Christmas, you play the Ohio teams, and so you kind of get acquainted to the college system. And then you hear all these guys talking about the UAA, how tough it's going to be. So coming in as a freshman, I wasn't really sure what to expect. But now that I've kind of gotten a hang of it, I think our team has adjusted, and I think this year will be a lot more competitive. And I actually think we'll be one of the powers in the UAA this year.
You played your high school ball at St. Vincent St. Mary, a team that grabbed the state championship last year, a terrific program. How was the transition for you to the Division III level where you're talking about the talent level even going higher?
I would say my case is a little different than a lot of the guys here. I know when I first came in, a lot of the guys my age said that it was tough to adjust because it was such a faster style of play here at Case. And I know I played pretty competitively in high school, and we played against some really good teams, against a lot of good Division I players. So I guess I was used to that level. So I think it was not that difficult for me to adjust to the college game. I'd say as far as the college game goes now, it's a lot more fundamental than what I was used to in high school. Got a lot of good players in the UAA, and it's very tough. So I had a very good background, and hopefully it's paid off, and I'm fitting in well in the system here.
When you talk about the system here at Case, what are some of the ways you would describe the way you guys play, your style, and where you kind of fit into all that?
Well, in the past couple of years, I wouldn't say we've had one set system. We've experimented with some different offenses, but I think we're falling into something right now that looks like it's going to work out for us. I guess my role in the team would be more of a kind of a slasher guy getting to the hole, whereas in high school is a little bit different because I've played with a lot of athletic guys, and my role is a little bit different. But I would say the way that I fit in the system is, more of a passer, a guy getting to the hole and trying to free up other guys so they can get the open shots.
Well, you come from a very athletic family. Your older brother, Dan, was a graduate here at Case, and your younger brother's a starting quarterback at St. Vincent St. Mary. And you guys talk a lot about how things are going and a lot of support there?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. I never played football. I kind of regret that a little bit. But, yeah, my younger brother, Oliver's a junior at St. Vincent St. Mary, and he's a starting quarterback there. And every time I go home, I kind of critique his play, and I really don't have any room to talk because I can't really relate. But, no, I sit down, I watch the game film with him. I watch a lot of football, so I know a thing or two, but I'm no expert. But, yeah, it's really fun to just sit down and, run routes with him and stuff. And he's getting a lot better, and it's, I feel like I'm kind of helping him out. I don't know how much I'm actually doing, but, yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun to be able to get to catch all of his games and stuff. So, luckily, I'm nearby to be able to check that stuff out.
Alex, to finish up here, just sort of tell the story of how you ended up coming to Case to continue your academic and athletic career and how it's worked out for you, and just some of the overall things that helped you make your decision to come here.
Well, I think initially what drew me to Case was that my older brother was here at the time. He initially came here to be an engineer, but he changed and he came into business school as an econ major. And I think, towards the end of my high school career, I kind of realized that I wanted to follow the business as well. And, I had always said throughout high school that I wanted to go far away, get away from home. But when it really came down to it, I didn't really see much of a reason for that. I applied to Case, very good school. Couldn't really pass it up. I got a pretty decent academic scholarship. And my parents were really pushing it. My father, I think, really wanted me to come here. And everything just worked out for me that way. And since I've been here, it's been great. No complaints. I like it a lot here. Everything's worked out.
Well, Alex, listen, we appreciate the chance to catch up with you. We'll be looking forward to those results as they come in this year. Hope you get a lot of wins, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Alex Hildebrand joining us here, junior forward on the Case men's basketball team. They get their season underway coming up on November the 16th against Baldwin Wallace.